Well, we've just run into another problem here. Seems as though when I got to the front wheel, this won't go through the axle hole on the bearings. And I just measured it and we're about 41 thousandths. So what I'm going to do, I believe, is I'm going to take this over to the lathe and I'm going to take about 45 thousandths off of this, and that should give us enough room. All right, here we go. We're going to take us about 45 thousandths off. All right, I've taken this down to 0.465, and that gives me plenty of room and maybe a little extra if I've got a smaller bearing. I would have never thought that they would sell something that wouldn't fit all bikes, but I guess they did. So we should be able to do it now. So I guess if you've got a smaller bike, you might have to go through what I just did. So it did okay with the rear. The rear bearing measures 0.590. So most anything after or smaller than that is you're probably going to run into that problem. The bearing on this front one is 0.471, and I went down to 0.465. So you may have to do it if you buy one of these units. So we've had a few little glitches to work out here, but we got them worked out, and I think this is going to work pretty good. Okay, after using this tire stand, I think I just can't see any reason not to weld these components together, because they've got them with set screws down here in this piece here, and also in the top piece. And there's just, unless you need the space that you can put it back in the box, I think that's the only reason they did this, was to be able to ship it in a smaller box and for you to be able to store it if you need to. But I see no reason not to go ahead and weld these joints together. You'll still have the adjustability that you need and everything. So that's what we're going to do. It's just, it gets too rickety. So we're just going to clean up the areas that I'm going to weld. So we've welded the tube onto the bottom and the rod onto, or the adjustable tube in this case, onto the top. Still gives us the adjustability that we need this way without all the rickety stuff down there. I guess we just as well make another lock screw too. If we can get it to stay put. Okay, let's. I think I'm done with the modifications here. This makes a lot more stable unit. If it was bolted to the floor, I've got it off right now, but um, there's nothing that really wiggles anymore. Let me show you what I've done. Okay, we've got our adjustability right here with the dog point, and this is welded up here on the top, right here, and at the base. I can't see any reason why you can't do it. And then one other thing I did was I put this little guy here on there, and that's when you get your tire or your first bite, you can stick that under there, and that'll hold on to it for you, so you can use your other hand to pull the bead. And at the same time, I put the dog point with the T-handle there, and I went ahead and put a T-handle up here on this one too, so you could get a little more pressure on it. But I feel that this is going to, oh, and we also had to trim this down on the lathe in order for it to work on the smaller axles. And I think that'll do it. I think that's going to work. It was a good design, but it just had a few little fallacies that we improved on. So I think I can make it work now. So if you get one of these things and you don't want to deal with all of it being so rickety and everything, try welding it up a little bit and try the dog point deal. I think you'll be more happy with it. All right. Further improvements. Thanks for going on the ride with me, and see you later.